Hello everyone, welcome to Ketu, the south node of the moon placed in the 12th house of your chart. The video is good for you if Ketu, the south node, is 12 houses away from the ascendant like this. You can also see this from the moon chart or Chandra Lagna. Also good in the D9 Navamsa. If you have a Western tropical horoscope though, make sure you have a sign for house system. Even better, get a sidereal chart to be absolutely sure. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. Let's go. First point, what is the 12th house in your chart, everyone? This is a house that's furthest away from the ascendant. Do you note? The furthest away, therefore, it is everything furthest away from you. Foreign lands, foreign cultures, traveling into these distant shores. But it's everything which is hidden, which is unknown to you, especially. It relates definitely to secret enemies, people who might mean you harm, but you don't know about them. It's where we lose energy. It's the sleep place, bedroom, bed pleasures, definitely, but also sleep, dreams, unconscious mind, nightmares maybe, fears and phobias. But at the same time, spiritual wisdom is here. It's a very extreme house. It's a house of the bed, but also deathbed. So journeys where we go after life are shown here. 12th house is going abroad, but also leaving our body. So it's a very intense house, secretive house, and also represents material loss, financial loss perhaps, but also giving in charity, which is good karma. This is a house of large institutions such as orphanages, such as prisons, asylums, hospitals, where you are a little bit outside of society. And it is the house which takes us into a certain amount of isolation. Who is Ketu? Ketu is a south node of the moon in the opposite sign to Rahu, who is the north node. Ketu is actually a headless being. He doesn't see anything material. He's totally spiritual. He represents keys, and he is the key to moksha, liberation. He's the only planet who will actually enable you to get free from this maya and illusion and to find the way out of this material prison house. But in addition to this, he is definitely a flag, a past life siddhi accomplishment wherever he is in your chart, which you need to understand deeply. He is also direct link to past life situation. Now, all of the planets represent past life karmas, but Ketu is like a wormhole in space. He's like a time warp. He directly takes you into your past life experience. Now, Ketu is very like Mangala. Like Mangala, he can lead an army. He's a very disciplined being when he is good in your chart, but completely lacking direction when he is afflicted. Ketu is angry, impatient, and extremely violent under affliction. And Ketu can give mathematical ability, technical ability with small machines like computers especially, and even astrological ability because he is terribly intuitive. He doesn't see anything externally. All of his knowledge comes from within. However, when afflicted, he can be a very separatist tendency. As I say, he can lead to disruption and even mistakes. So is Ketu good in the 12th house of your chart? Well, Ketu likes to be in this house himself. He is happy here. Whether you will feel it to be a happy placement or a more challenging placement depends on other planets with Ketu, Lord of the House, etc. But you see, what's happening here is Ketu puts a certain amount of anxiety into you. This is a house of hidden fears and phobias, and Ketu here is going to bring them up big time. You have to manage this Ketu carefully. Why? He is bringing fears related to a past life situation, I promise you. So you must check the sign placement of Ketu, everybody. The sign tells you what it is you are fearful of, what it is that's haunting you from past life. How do you find out? Check the video on my channel, Ketu Karmas in all signs. I will put the link below to that and also at the end. What's the first thing to know, though, as well as this about Ketu in the 12th house? It's not easy to begin with in life. It takes you onto a journey less traveled, as they say. You feel like a bit of an oddball, like you're not quite fitting into society. You see, Ketu becomes very strong here. It's one of the strongest placements for Ketu. When Ketu becomes strong, we know that it's going to be difficult to fit into society. That's the thing, because he is going in a different direction to every other graha included. So until you are in midlife, 40s, or certainly 48 onwards, this is a challenging placement, but the strength comes out in time and you get stronger the older that you get. In early life, it's tough because you're not fitting in with family. You're not fitting in even with your friends. You are hearing this distant drama, occult, astrology, mysteries of life. These are pulling you all the time, even making you a little bit isolated sometimes. You may even have vivid dreams. Sometimes if there are malefics conjuncting Ketu, sleep can be disturbed. You can have nightmares, you can have restless sleep, insomnia, all of these things. Ketu is in the house of foreign land, foreign travel. You will be restless. Ketu is this headless entity who is always moving, always wandering. He is known as a wanderer. So Ketu here makes you very restless. You are always wanting to go somewhere else, do something new. You love to travel. So you may go far from your land of birth. You may definitely be attracted to foreign land, foreign cultures, but when you get there, Ketu can give you disturbance. Like you just do not fit in. Of course, 12th house lord, 4th house lord have to be seen, but there is a general feeling of dissatisfaction in these far distant shores sometimes, like you still don't belong. See, this Ketu connects you strongly to your past life experience, to where you were before. All of this wandering, changing, searching is about trying to find out where you can feel secure, but really security comes from within. This Ketu will take you on a magnificent spiritual journey. You've got to go into meditation, ashram, spiritual knowledge. At some point, you've got to study deeply because Ketu will not be satisfied until his spiritual yearnings are fulfilled. Don't forget, Ketu is in a trine position to his natural house of Scorpio, the 8th house. He gives occult knowledge here. He gives you astrological ability. Why? Because Ketu, just like Mangala, of whom he is very akin, gives talent in astrology, specifically Jyotish. So studying this, obviously, if you are listening to this video, you might be well doing that, is very, very good for you, actually. Can't talk about Ketu 12 without Rahu in the 6th, because Rahu has his full desire drishti onto Ketu. Rahu is in the house of the enemies, of the competitors. This is a very competitive, very strong Rahu. And you see, this is all about past life debt. This is the actual house of debt. And this is a house of material loss. This life, you're going to have to face some financial challenges, maybe. You're going to have to be very careful about paying off debts, credit card debt, all of these things. If there is affliction to these nodes, this can be very important. But as I say, Rahu is competitive here. He can have many enemies and he can almost enjoy dealing with competition, competitive situations in the workplace. Very good for legal work, litigation, union work, stuff like this, but also working in those large institutions such as hospitals, prisons, asylums, addiction centers. Fantastic talent medically can be here. But Rahu's aspect is disturbing Ketu's meditation. That's the thing. All of this worry, anxiety about competitors and secret enemies and everything, it's difficult to relax. This Ketu position is one of the least relaxed position in the zodiac, which is why you need to take time out to chill out and keep yourself calm. It's really important. It's a highly independent axis as well, and you have difficulty trusting other people, spouse, even business partner. You can lack full trust here. So you need a very special partner, perhaps someone who can share your deep spiritual yearnings. This would help. Whatever you do, watch for addictive tendencies. All sorts of addictions and escapism can happen here, definitely. But you see, almost everything which seems negative about this Rahu Ketu will virtually dissipate after the maturity of these two grahas. They are malefics into Stana. They will come out in the end. So you will overcome addictions. You will overcome the anger issues. You will overcome the mistrust. You will find great strength later in life, particularly after 48. You will be on the right path for yourself. It's just getting there. That's the thing. So hold on tight. It's quite a journey. Check out Ketu's karmas in all signs, of course, up on your screen right now. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. Goodbye for now. God bless you all.